Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Jamie Samuel reporting, and welcome to episode 12 of my Euro 2020 podcast, bringing you the latest updates on Euro 2020. Today, I am once again joined by fellow Holmes Glen student Stewart Kavagnah. Stewart, thanks so much for joining me again. How are you tonight?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, really good. It's been a great night of football. Are you liking what you're seeing so far from the knockout stages?
I think everyone was pretty happy that Denmark managed to get the job done and to do it in such emphatic fashion as well. It was nice to see. I've had Kasper Dolberg stock since he was a youngster playing at Ajax Amsterdam, so that was cool. And a bit of extra time, bit of excitement in the Italy-Austria game. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
good fun.
Excellent. So let's talk about the last couple games. So we saw Denmark demolish Austria 4-0 to advance through to the quarterfinals in a game that meant so much to them. They've been ultra impressive since losing their first two games. It was Kasper Dolberg in the 27th minute that broke the deadlock, striking it from long range before he got the Danes off to a great start in the second half with a second goal in the 48th minute. It seemed then the Danes were in checkmate from that point on, but Joachim Maley made absolute certainty of Danish progression with the third goal in the 88th minute. And to add further insult to the Wales camp, Harry Wilson received a straight red in the 90th minute before Martin Brathwaite simply added icing to the Danish nosh cake, adding a fourth in the 94th minute. Stuart, what has been the turnaround for Denmark since losing their first two games?
I think it's just a little bit of that X factor. You talk about them losing their first two games. They were pretty good against Belgium, I thought, for the first half. When you bring on De Bruyne and Hazard, I think most teams in the world would struggle to beat them. But I think they're just riding a bit of a groundswell of emotion after what happened with Christian Eriksen in the first game. And the side of the draw they're on, it's open right up for them. I think they could be a good shout to make the semi-finals at this point.
Yes. Do you think Christian Eriksen would be really proud watching on?
Oh, absolutely, it would be. Yeah. I think he'd probably, there's probably a tiny bit of him that's a little bit dirty that he can't be out there, But all things considered, I think he'd just be proud of the boys. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you confident with how Denmark have performed in their last two matches that they really could challenge for a semi-final spot?
Yeah. Like I said, I think that they're a good shout for the semi-finals. I'd be pretty shocked if they managed to jag their way into a final. But I think they're a good shout to make the semis.
We sure will see. Italy defeated Austria 2-1 after extra time following a nil all 90 minutes. It was Italy who broke the deadlock through Federico Chiesa in the 95th minute, but the moment Italy would pretty much seal the game came through Matteo Pessina's strike in the 105th minute. Austria will pull merely a consolation prize back from Sasa Kalazdik in the 114th minute, as Italy were good enough to see off Austria's challenge to make it through to the quarterfinals. Stuart, a 31st straight victory for the Italians into the last eight. They are looking fantastic. Are you confident they have established themselves as one of the favourites?
Yeah, I think they're right at the top of that list. I mean, I think if England can get over, their stage fright in international tournaments, they're definitely up there. France, obviously, and I'd chuck Italy in there too. I mean, they're 31 games unbeaten. They weren't perfect against Austria last night. I mean, they were good, but they weren't perfect. Austria had a goal disallowed, so it could have just as easily have gone to penalties. But the sign of a good team is to maybe not put in the best shift and still get the job done. So, and that's what they've managed to do, and they continue to do.
Absolutely. Do you believe Austria will look to build from this tournament and make it to the Qatar World Cup in 2022, considering they made the knockout stages at the Euros for the first time?
I mean, they should. It's a good jumping off point for them just to dive into their World Cup qualification. I don't have the info handy, so I'm not sure what their qualifying group looks like. But I mean, why not? They've got some good players, and David Alaba and Marcel Sabitzer and Arnautovic seem to have a bit of a renaissance this tournament. So why not? Yeah.
Cool. In other news, some exciting upcoming matches include the Netherlands taking on the Czech Republic at the Puskas Arena. The Dutch won their group comfortably, winning all 3 games. The Czechs were good enough to go through from third place as one of the 4 best placed third teams. Stewart, Holland have produced some wonderful football over the group stages. Are you confident they will get the job done and reach the last stage?
So I know they're one of your favourites, Jamie, the Dutch. I think they should account for the Czech Republic pretty easily, unless Patrick Schick can pull out another halfway goal from the halfway line. I'm pretty confident they'll make it to the quarters, and I guess we'll see. I'm not sure who they're due to face if they win, but I guess we'll see how they go from there.
Yeah. How far do you believe they'll go beyond the quarterfinals?
Well, I mean, like I said to you last time I was on, not everything's rosy behind the scenes there, but like you said, they are getting the job done. They have been one of the best teams to watch. I'm a big Liverpool fan myself, so it's a bit bittersweet seeing Gini Wijnaldum having such a good tournament. But, they've got the talent. A semi-final wouldn't surprise me. A finals appearance probably would surprise me.
What have the Czechs got to do in order to stop a team of this much power?
I honestly don't think, realistically, I don't think there's anything they can do. I mean, they've got some talent up front. Maybe they can exploit the Dutch weakness in defence a little bit. They got some big boys up there, and like I mentioned before, Schick seems to be playing out of his skin at the moment. So I don't want to use the word fluke, but I'd be incredibly surprised if they managed to knock out the Dutch. Having said that, though, there is always an upset. So, I guess nothing's impossible is my point.
Absolutely true. And what a mouth-watering prospect we have between Belgium and Portugal at the Estadio Olimpico. Belgium won all 3 games in Group B to qualify as the winners very clearly and comfortably, whereas Portugal qualified from third after a win against Hungary, a loss to Germany, and a draw with France in the final group match. This will be their first ever meeting between Belgium and Portugal at a major tournament. Stuart, who goes through for you from this game and why?
Okay, so I've done a little bit of research here on this one. Portugal are actually undefeated against Belgium in their last 5 matchups. Belgium also have been only held scoreless twice in their last 58 matches under Roberto Martinez. One of those was a semi-final against France at the World Cup a couple of years ago, and the other one was actually a game against Portugal. So I think Belgium are red-hot favourites. I mean, there's the ageing defence that we touched on last time I was on. My head says Belgium, but I've just got an odd feeling in my stomach that Portugal might get the job done. Cristiano Ronaldo is going for the world record goals in internationals. I think he might knock that one out tonight. And, I've just got a funny feeling that Portugal's going to knock Belgium out. So.
Yeah, fair prediction. For the loser, who has the bigger ramifications? Portugal for not only making it through to the last 16 after winning the title in 2016, or Belgium for not delivering on this golden generation they currently have?
So without a doubt, I don't mean to over-reference England here, but, when you have a golden generation, just teams packed with talent like England had, earlier on in the century, and you don't win things, I mean, it's a failure. No one remembers the semi-finalists. No one remembers who wins third place. No one remembers the loser in the final. It's all about trophies, and if they don't win anything, I mean, that's just a massive waste considering the dearth of not the dearth, the excess of talent that they have. So
Yeah, I guess that's a fair answer, but I'd say it would no doubt be a disappointment for Portugal if they failed to defend their title going out at only the round of 16. So Stuart, does whoever goes through tonight have a serious chance of going all the way?
Well, that's the tough side of the draw, isn't it? The Belgium-Portugal side. So I wouldn't say it's a certainty. It's not nailed on, that's for sure. I mean, that side is stacked. I think the winner could potentially play France. Am I right in saying that? Do you know?
Not too sure.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure they're on that stacked side of the draw. And I mean, of course, they're a chance. They're two world-class teams, but I wouldn't say it's a certainty.
Fair enough. Well, that concludes episode 12 of my Euro 2020 podcast. Stuart, thanks so much for your time, and I will without a doubt see you again as a guest on my podcast before the end of the tournament, maybe a couple times.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to, man. Thanks for having me.
That's all good. Remember, if you are keen to be a guest on this podcast, you can reach me on my email in the video description or via the LinkedIn profile in the description. I look forward to bringing you more action in the next 24 hours as more teams qualify for the last 8 and also pack their bags.